Hey guys, and welcome back to another video on my channel. And today I'm showing you Ahsoka Tano from Star Wars The Clone Wars Season 7 in her new suit, the finale of The Clone Wars. And first of all, I wanted to say that I was really fascinated by the whole story, and pretty much everything from Star Wars The Clone Wars was amazing. And I always watched it all the way back where I was a little kid, and it's been 12 years now since it's been released. And yeah, I also made the double-wielded lightsaber for Darth Maul, also in this showcase. I'm going to show this in the end, so stay tuned and stay until the end to also see Darth Maul's lightsaber. So without further ado, let's just get started. So before we take a closer look to the figure itself, I just wanted to show you the lightsabers which I've made. Well, I bought them from Big Kid Bricks. He makes custom lightsaber and also prints minifigures, and I just bought these two Ahsoka lightsabers, the heels, like in that design. And all I had to do was painting the top in silver and the bottom and make these black dots for the on and off button. I still let the middle here in the normal color so that it won't scratch away the silver paint. You can also see that I've used transparent Lego lightsaber blades, which are light blue. I could have also used darker bluish blades, but I didn't have those, and I think that the light blue blades are better for Ahsoka, but that's just my opinion. So now let's just move on to the figure itself. So now we can finally take a closer look to the figure, and for Ahsoka I started with her torso, and I used a aerolite curved torso, and then I started to paint her upper part here. As you guys can see, I shortly took off her headpiece so you can see the painting here better. So as you guys can see, I made like these two chest pieces here in gray, and then in the middle I just made that straight line going down, and then the hexagon here at the bottom. Then just repainted it again, and there's like these two hexagons. And then I decided to extend her robe, that it not looks like two separate pieces, like from the Lego wastegapes, but then you would see like the torso, and then you would see like the line where it like ends, and then like the wastecape starts. And personally, I don't really like it, and then I thought that it would look better if it like would be like the whole robe, that it would be like one piece, so you could see that it really is a robe and not two separate pieces. So then I thinking about how I wanted to make it, and then I started up with gluing a piece of E-tape on the front, like a triangular piece. And then I just started painting that blue, and then I also glued on a E-tape piece on the back of her leg, on the torso actually. I glued on two E-tape pieces on each side of her leg, here one piece and here a piece. And after that I sculpted like that gray piece here on the right, and also on the left, like these three bars. And after that I also sculpted her belt, also with the belt buckle here, and the belt goes all around her torso to the back, and then just comes back to the front again, so it wraps around her whole body. And after I did all of those three things, I also made another E-tape piece, which I glued again on the downside here, because it was a bit more 2D and I want to like make it look like more thick, so I just glued on another layer of E-tape so it looked a bit thicker here at the bottom. And after I glued on all these pieces, I started painting the rest of her robe, and then I just painted the rest here on the torso, and then the belt, the gray bars here, and also made all of these gray lines here on the extended piece here, the E-tape piece. And I also made the night owl symbol on the side. Here you can see a closer look to the night owl symbol. Made like that triangular piece on the top, then made like these two lines from the symbol, and then just outlined it with gray. I made this little extension here with gray. And back here at the end, I also made these three 3D element pieces, also made with E-tape. Just cutted them out and then glued them on, and then painted them as well in blue, outlined them with gray, and then glued on this orange square here too. And then the whole robe piece, so that's the torso with extended piece, was actually finished. And then I could move on to the legs. And for the legs, as you guys can see, I have made 3D knee pads. I sculpted them with Procreate, and after that I could paint the whole legs. You can see the gray boots, like these pads, like the whole gray thing here. That's like the front piece. It's like a, I don't know, like a protecting piece. It's not her whole boots are with this gray piece. I think it's just protection from the front, and then there are like these gray straps going all around her legs. And then you can also see those 3 lines here in black, and then just that brown sole here at the bottom. And like all of my figures, Ahsoka also got painted on the inside of her leg, so the paint wraps around all 4 sides of her legs. And that is what legs look like without the robe. So they're just blue here on the top, so there's nothing much else on the legs. So after I finished her legs, I could move on to her arms, and therefore I used some normal orange Lego arms, and then I started making her 3D pads here. I cutted them out of a piece of Coke can metal. As you guys can see, it is also painted, and it's painted blue first, and then I painted these gray lines, then added a bit of dark gray at the end on the top, and then I also made her comm link, or these like buttons there with a white line between the yellow and red one. She also got that on the other side. I don't know why she got it on both sides, so that's a bit weird, because usually you only have one comm link, but maybe it's not a comm link, so yeah. You can also see that her hand is painted too. You can see the gray pad on the right side of her hand, and I actually used a black hand, and I also painted the end of it in orange, so that's like the fingers you can see stick out. And the thing is that always when I put on a lightsaber or anything in her hands, a bit of the paint scratches away at the end, so that's a bit bad. And again, for this Ahsoka minifigure, I also used a Firestar Toys head, which is custom made by Firestar Toys, and I bought it from there, but this time I let the eyes blue instead of overpainting them with black paint. I did that on the last Ahsoka, but because Ahsoka actually got blue eyes, I just let them like this. And if you take her montrals or headpiece, whatever you call it, from the head away, you can see that her neck is painted here, and I just painted that with blue paint. You can also see some gray there, and I made like that open piece here, like the neck is like open here. And then she got the other face, the angry face, because it's double printed, and I also let the neck here open, so it's not, you won't see that it's open here, because when you put the montreals back on, it's like that piece that covers the hole there. So you can use the head on both sides. And I didn't actually show you the back of the torso, because the montreals blocked like the back. So that's the back here. You can see the back piece here, and that's pretty much everything. So now let's just put the montreals back on. And the montreals were a big part of the figure. I did that at last, and it was pretty tricky though, but I made it. So I actually started with a normal Ahsoka headpiece, and then I started extending the front here with Procreate, because her front piece tile got longer in season 7. It growed, and then I just extended that. The same on the back. I also extended the back piece here, and I also made it a bit thicker. As you guys can see, it in the older piece it was like more pointy, but now I made it like more round and thicker. And then I also extended the top, the point here on both sides, that it's a bit wider up. And yeah, for last thing that I sculpted her headdress piece here, that gray thing she got there. Bo-Katan got such a piece too on her head. And yeah, so after I sculpted the whole headpiece, I started painting everything. We started making a first layer with white paint, painted the whole piece in white, and then I started making more details, like the gray piece, head piece here in the front. And then I also made 2 lines, or like bars, like these yellowish things. They are like glowing actually. So I made these 2 on each side, and then I had to paint the whole pattern on her headpiece. And that actually took me really long, but I made it in the end. And I actually mixed this blue by myself. The whole suit is a blue that I bought, but the blue on her head piece is mixed by myself. It actually looks almost the same like her suit, but I just wanted to make the head blue, that one for the headpiece, a bit lighter, so that there is a little difference between both, because if it would be the same color it would look a bit weird to me. So I just wanted to make it a bit different. And here I painted some parts which were similar, like on the old Ahsoka headpiece, but this one was more pointier. It had like more these triangular shape, like these edges, and you can see some a bit more pointy. Here on the bottom you can see these 2, like that spider thing, like you can see that. And then you can see here like a sharp edge here, and that's way more different. It's more like pointier looking. And on the back you can see here some also like upwards going lines, and then like at the bottom like that thicker piece with these 2 white lines too. And on the top you can also see, like on each top piece here, the bluish top. So that was pretty much everything about my custom Lego Ahsoka Tano, and it's just a really cool character in the series, just amazing. And yeah, so now let's just move on to Darth Maul's lightsaber, which I've custom painted, so I'll just shortly show you that. So for my custom Darth Maul Lego minifigure, I just had to do a double-hilted lightsaber like he got from the series, and I also bought this lightsaber from Big Kid Bricks like the other ones for Ahsoka, which I did, and I actually just started off sanding off the top here because it was like coming a bit more out, and I just sanded that off, that it's like more flatter, and then I actually just started painting the whole lightsaber. So you can see a lot of detail on this lightsaber. I usually don't make a lot of details on lightsabers, but this is just a really cool lightsaber, so I just had to do a lot of details, and actually his lightsaber is actually really detailed. And I started painting it from the bottom silver, and then making these black lines and then these black squares. Painted the red button and the silver button on the first section here, like here, and then made like a black ring here. Then there come like another 2 buttons also in red and silver. Then I just painted the top here in glossy black, and then I also made this like piece here. It's like you can actually, in the movie or in the series, you can actually see through that piece. I'm not sure if it always was like this, but I did like that effect with these gray circles, so it looks like that you can look through it. And then also painted the top there. I think that's new that in the Clone Wars he got this lightsaber, and as this is the Clone Wars Darth Maul, I also made the Clone Wars lightsaber. And as you guys can see, the lightsaber is actually pretty big in comparison with the figure itself. It's actually almost as big as the figure. It's actually shorter in the movie, but I could have shortened it and like cut away pieces and then just make it smaller, but I just didn't want to risk that, so I just let it like this. I might do another version in the future with the same base and then just make it shorter, but for now I just let it like this. So this is what he looks when you put both lightsaber blades on the lightsaber, and to me it's actually too big, way too big with both blades on the lightsaber. Well, to me it just looks way too big. I mean, I can't even get like the whole lightsaber on the screen without getting like the background not on the screen. Like, I had to zoom out really far to just record the whole lightsaber. So it is really big, and that's like twice as big as a Lego figure. And yeah, so that is pretty much everything about Darth Maul's lightsaber and Ahsoka Tano from season 7. And that's pretty much everything about this video, and now let's just conclude this showcase video. So thank you really much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. Like, comment and subscribe if you haven't already, and if you want to see more, check out my Instagram, Flickr or Facebook. The link will be down in the description, so check out that. And it's crazy that the Clone Wars is already 12 years old, and yeah, so I'll see you next time, and bye bye.